You've been thinking about starting your consulting business for months, or you've taken some steps but still haven't landed a single client. Maybe you've rewritten your offer, built your website, and even posted on LinkedIn, but nothing is moving. And without those first 3 clients, you're stuck in limbo. No revenue, no progress, and nothing to show all the people you told you were going all in. This video breaks down a proven and repeatable strategy that one beginner used to sign his first 3 clients without sales experience, followers, or paid ads. Eventually, this once beginner grew the business to 8 figures and sold it to global media giant dentsu. But today, I'm handing you the same steps so you finally get a clear path forward and stop feeling like you're playing business instead of running one. Why mindset will make or break your launch. Before we get tactical, there's one thing that quietly kills launches: your mindset. Most people ignore it, then wonder why no clients show up. A beginner's mindset is your best friend. That means curiosity over ego, agility over defensiveness, and progress over perfection. As someone with a 4th degree black belt in Aikido, I can tell you this principle shows up everywhere. In Aikido, we train with Shoshin, a beginner's mind. You drop assumptions. You stay present. You don't expect easy, immediate wins. Business is the same. You're going to face brand new challenges almost daily. Selling, pitching, pricing, talking about your offer without cringing. None of this comes naturally at first. As a matter of fact, 70% of founders start without any sales or marketing experience. But all of it can be learned. I started with 0 experience in sales, and then I figured it out. The key is to step on the mat anyway. You won't steamroll your way to results. You'll need to adjust, to flow with what the market is telling you, and to pivot when a direction doesn't land. So that's on mindset. Now, let's get practical. You have 2 paths when starting. You either build your business as a side hustle while keeping your job, or you go all in. Side hustling gives you financial stability, but it takes longer. Going full time creates faster momentum, but it is higher risk. Whichever path you pick, prepare to work hard. 60-hour weeks aren't excessive in the early stages. You're building something from scratch. Later, you can ease up, but right now, you need to sprint. I need you to sprint. But one thing before you take off, if you're finding this video useful, tap the like button so YouTube shows it to more founders. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next step of the playbook. The simple rule for choosing a service people will actually pay for. So how do you know if your business idea is actually worth pursuing? Here's the test. Most beginners start with, what can I sell? That is backwards. Instead, start with, what are people already struggling to solve? See, market need always trumps personal passion in the early stages. This is not just my observation. Data shows that the number one reason startups fail is there's no market need. You can build skill, you can build systems, but you can't build demand from scratch. So how do you find real demand? Start with a hypothesis, something you think people need. Then apply my 10 plus 5 rule. Talk to 10 people who might be your potential clients. Listen more than you talk. And then research 5 competitors. What are they offering? What are people saying about them? Go online, scan Reddit threads, review YouTube comments, check out Facebook groups. Wherever your audience hangs out, you want to be there. You'll hear pain points in their own words. Great business ideas don't start with what you know, they start with what people complain about, then get validated through 10 conversations and 5 competitor scans. And to make it easy for you, I have a sample filled out 10 plus 5 worksheet that I recommend you make a copy of and then customize for your own purposes. See the link below. Why content is a sales tool, not just a brand move. Think content is just for influencers? Think again. Used right, it can be a powerful asset in your marketing and sales toolkit. A single article, video, or white paper can answer objections before a sales call even happens. It shows how you think, how you solve, and how you operate. Content, great content, lets you demonstrate expertise. But more than that, it gives you leverage. You're no longer just talking about what you do. You're showing it. And buyers notice. For instance, in B2B, business to business, 86% of decision makers say that they're more receptive to outreach from companies that consistently publish high quality thought leadership. Let me walk you through an example. Say you are starting a consulting business for consumer data privacy. A white paper that outlines the latest European directives in plain English can help you position yourself as a trusted expert. And when you create something that includes your perspective, your story, it becomes something no one else can replicate. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. AI can replicate. AI can do it. Well, AI can summarize, it can reward, but it cannot replace what you've actually lived. Or at least it can't replace it in the foreseeable future, so we all have some runway here. But I digress. Back to our data privacy consulting example. You should make sure that the white paper references any work that you've done to help companies protect their customers and also protect themselves in regards to data privacy. Share those moments, the challenges, the big win, the hard lesson. When you anchor your content in your lived experience, it becomes a trust builder. Even one video or white paper with your personal take can turn into a follow-up asset that builds credibility and shortens your sales cycle. And speaking of videos, hit the like button if you're finding this video helpful so YouTube shows it to more entrepreneurs. I would really appreciate it. 2 free tactics that get you in front of leads without feeling spammy. You don't need paid ads or a giant audience to get your first leads, but you do need to start connecting. Most beginners hide behind planning, but real momentum comes from real conversations. Start with your warm network, friends, past colleagues, people you trust, people you've left a positive impression on. Let them know what you are working on, not with a sales pitch, just a heads up. Hey, I'm starting this. If you hear of anyone who needs help, would love the intro. Don't underestimate this type of outreach. According to Nielsen, 88% of people trust recommendations from people they know more than any other channel. Warm intros matter. Then go where your clients already are. Online forums, local meetups, industry events. Your job isn't to sell. You'll sell later. It is to listen, to understand, and to follow up. Marketing doesn't have to mean blasting social posts. It can start with a simple conversation, one where you lead with curiosity, not a script. Reach out to your warm network and attend events with zero pressure to sell. And remember, your only job at this stage is to listen, connect, and then later follow up. Don't overthink lead qualification when you're new. Once someone shows interest, it's tempting to overanalyze. But early on, progress matters more than perfection. Waiting for the perfect client will keep you broke. Ask me how I know. Right now, you need practice. You need testimonials. You need proof, not just polished messaging. Some gigs will teach you what kind of client you don't want. That is just as useful. Also, don't be afraid to do a free audit or do a project for a nonprofit. Even more important, this early work teaches you how to talk about what you do, how to explain it, how to scope it. Those reps are invaluable. I remember way back when we were selling websites, a client wanted a calendar, an event planner, and online registration. Features that at the time we had to build from scratch. I way underestimated what it took to build these features, and we ended up making $0 on that project, but we delivered, we kept the client happy, and we learned how to scope properly the next time around. In the early days, it is okay to take imperfect projects, offer a free audit, or do unscalable work. Your real goal is to build momentum and credibility. What to expect from your first sales cycle and how to survive them. You've got a lead. Congratulations. Great. But what now? Early sales cycles, they can be frustratingly unpredictable. Some leads close in days. Others take weeks or maybe months, especially if you're selling to businesses, B2B, where the decision process tends to involve more people and take much longer. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong, but you do need a system. Not a fancy one, just a simple CRM, even a spreadsheet, something to remind you who to follow up with and when. I spoke with a founder in the healthcare space who's reaching out to busy doctors. He was thrilled after a strong discovery call with one lead, then confused when the prospect went quiet. He was ghosted for 3 weeks. I told him that's part of the sales process, and now you have to nurture this lead. A pro tip here, I can say the following with 100% certainty. Without nurturing the leads and consistent follow-up, you are unlikely to close deals. Scratch that. You won't close deals. Budgets shift. Priorities change. Internal politics get in the way. Even when there is a clear problem and you are the right fit, you are the perfect fit, timing can kill momentum. So one more time, you need to follow up and you need a system, not a Notion masterpiece, a spreadsheet, a post-it note, anything that tells you who to follow up with and when. And I have a resource for you. Download my DIY CRM, click the link below so you can get started in tracking and following up on your leads. Now, I don't want you to send follow-up emails saying, I am following up, are you ready to buy? Bad form, bad move. I want you to add value in every interaction you have with your leads. There's always a reason to re-engage. A new article you wrote, a client win, a shift in your offer, a change in the industry, new regulations. Use it and don't stop following up until the lead tells you to. Politely, consistently, stay present. Now that you know how to land your first 3 clients as a beginner, the next step is building a real business that doesn't just start, it lasts. But how do you go from a few early wins to a full consulting practice without burning out, winging it, or wasting time on the wrong things? Watch this next video where I walk you through the exact step-by-step roadmap to build your consulting business from scratch so you can pivot your skills into real income, independence, and impact.